Hi there, Matthew here. I want to give you a rundown of Module 1 and kind of what to expect with Module 1 and kind of how to go through some of the things with Module 1. Now, there's just one assignment for Module 1 besides of course, the introductory discussion board. But it's a bigger assignment, and it kind of sets the foundation for everything else that we're going to do in the class. Module 1 is about defining all those things that are going to come up in English 121, and making sure that all of those terms that we're going to be using later on in the semester. So, if you there's two big things that you have to know for this particular module, and that's a stipulative definition and an extended definition. So in terms of definitions themselves, there's lots of different kinds. Like when we talk about just about anything, we've got definitions for certain words that we use every day, like simple definitions. We've got extended definitions where it's explained over several sentences. And then we got stipulative definitions, something that we all kind of agree on, right? So those are the three kinds of definitions that are generally used, and you're going to use extended and stipulative in this module. So if you go into the content and take a look at Module 1, Foundation for Academic Writing, of course, you have the introduction with the overview and then the activities list. And then everything is in here that you need to know. There are two things that are going to be graded: the introductions, as I mentioned above, and then a glossary of writing terms. Each term has to have one extended or stipulative definition, and then at least one clear, correct example. So make sure that you have the extended or the stipulative. Then we have the introductions, of course. And what happened is usually I don't post the glossary assignment till the second week, but everybody is really jumping on board with the with the introductions. And so I really feel like now is a good time to do that. So there are lots of terms that you will need to identify and define, and those terms include audience and purpose, thesis, topic, sentence, diction and usage, and so on all the way down the line. Now, there's lots of ways that you can organize this. It does say that you have to organize it alphabetically, but I'm not going to require that actually. You can organize it in a way that makes sense to you, and that's totally fine with me. So when we're talking about definition types, those extended and stipulative definitions, let me get my face looked at here. There we go. Okay. When we're talking about those extended and stipulative definitions, an extended definition explains the word or the phrase in several sentences. There's other ways to do that too, like a negative definition. So in a negative definition, you explain what the definition is not. So for example, in this one, it's important to be clear about the reverse definition, what dinosaurs are not. Dinosaurs are not lizards, and vice versa. Lizards are scaly reptiles of an ancient bloodline, so on and so on and so on. But a dinosaur is XYZ. So you can do your extended definition in a few sentences, say about 3 sentences, and it can either be what the word or phrase is, or what the word or phrase is not, or a combination of both. Then you have a stipulative definition. So a stipulative definition talks about what the phrase or word means within a particular context. We also call this a contextual definition. So if we take a look at the word ecology, common usage now threatens to make ecology a label for anything good that happens far from cities or anything that does not have synthetic chemicals in it. It is more restricted and technical sense. In its more restricted and technical sense, ecology is the study of organic diversity. So that's the sentence, or that's the actual denotation. It focuses on the interactions of organisms and their environments in order to address what may be the most fundamental question in evolutionary biology. Why are there so many kinds of living things? For that stipulative definition, we will talk about what the word or phrase is saying or doing that we all kind of can agree to. And there's some explanation with that as well. And sorry, it's busy around here. So and then of course you need an example of it too. Those examples and the definitions can be mixed together though. Parallelism, this one is not something that needs to be turned in. I'd like you to take a look at it, and if you want to, you can do it. This one, you should definitely do this. Each of the following sentences some kind of error. While studying for a final exam, Maria fell asleep. So for this one, there needs to be a comma in there. So once you have taken a look at it, you can hover over the word or hover over the sentence, and it will tell you what is going on there. And then there's 4 questions, I think, and these 4 questions aren't going to be turned in or anything. You're just going to do them and then check your answers, and then you're done. And then the last thing that you will see is the writer's glossary guidelines, and that's for this assignment. So alphabetize a list of terms. Again, you don't have to alphabetize. Actually, you can organize it in a way that makes sense to you. Alphabetizing is also appropriate if you want to. So for the actual assignment, you may format this in any way that you want, and you may you don't actually have to have an introduction with a thesis statement in this particular case, but you can if you want. The reason I offer these is so that there can be some structure for those folks who want it. Now, when you do your works cited, your list of references, it doesn't have to be formal. It is. Hi, buddy. That's my son, Emmett. When you do your list of references, that should be alphabetized, but including the author, the title, whatever in that is good enough for me. It doesn't have to be a formalized works cited page. Then it's going to get turned into the assignments folder, and that will actually show up. Actually, let me show you how it shows up.
And he has done, and it will small, so that I clean it will help.
Did you hear him? He said, "My son is. I'm Emmett. His son is really smart, and ice cream is really healthy."
Hi.
And that's my daughter. Okay, let's finish this up. So then you're going to go to the writer's glossary assignment folder, and you're just going to turn that in. And actually, you know what? I think I'm just going to take off the conditional thing here, because sometimes it doesn't work. It didn't work for me, so so it should show up for you now. So that's what's due. It's due by next week, next Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So please knock that out. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I am happy to assist you or meet with you, whatever you need to do. Please remember that you can always make an appointment with me to meet with me. Otherwise, have a wonderful week, and I will see you online. Hopefully, I'll get to some replies to you today for your discussion boards. Should be able to get to all of those today. So.
Pay attention to the video. This is tool clothes I'm wearing, and these are my tool pants, and this is my tool shop.
You know what kind of a definition that is? So he said pajamas, right? And then he gave a stipulative definition because he was saying that in this particular context, he's wearing his pajamas, and this is what it means. It has trolls on it and stuff. So that's a stipulative definition. See how I did that? See? Worked all that in. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day and wonderful week, and I will see you online.